Hello, all of my crafty friends. I am here today with another Team Tiny monthly YouTube hop. This month is April showers, so we will have a hashtag in the title and in the description that you can click on to find all of our creators who are hopping along with us. Now, remember, these are our smaller creators, so you don't have to worry about ads or advertisements. You can hop along with all the fun with no disruptions. So make sure that you hop along, like, comment, and subscribe, and show our creators some love. So today I am going to make what I'm calling a rain shaker card, and I'm showing you guys all of these pieces. I actually created a video on yesterday in my Cricut design space showing how to design this card. So this piece of my card is the top layer of the front of my card, and as you can see, I have created 1/4 inch slits in every 1/4 inch increment across the top of the card. This is going to help me to take some invisible thread and thread that through these loops, which I will show you in just a few moments. So I also have a blue card panel that is a 1/4 inch larger than that base, in addition to 2 pieces of acetate and my card base, which is a 5x7. I have also used my Cricut to cut out some blades of grass and also some clouds, which I have backed with some Tombow Mono multi-glue allowed to dry so that it could get tacky, and I have that placed on copier paper. I'm using the Cottontail Wishes stamp set as well as the Mandy's Floral Shed stamp set in my card today. I really love both of these, and I've done all of my coloring off screen, and I actually used my silicone mat to flip around one of the bunnies so that I could color it twice. So here are some of my florals that I have created, and I'm going to cut that farm fresh part off of the bottom to create something a little different. I've also used my Cricut to create a stencil because I wanted to create some swirls inside of my clouds. So I am going to treat that with my anti-static powder tool. I have used some pixie spray to make my stencil a little bit tacky, and then I'm going to use some of my Versamark Dazzle embossing ink to push that through my stencil so that I can add some of my Judikans Iridescent embossing powder over the top and heat set that, and then I will do an emboss resist on these clouds. So like I said, our theme for this month is April showers, and you will have a hashtag in the description box below so that you can find all of the YouTube creators who are participating in the hop. So please make sure that you hop along with us. In addition to that, I am going to be doing a giveaway with this hop. So I will be going through and looking at all of the comments, and for every comment that you have put in, I will put your name in for a random drawing. So for each comment is an entry for you to win, and I will be doing a $25 gift card to Not Too Shabby. In addition to that, one of our other YouTube creators, Catherine, will be doing a gift card for $25 to scrapbook.com. So make sure that you're hopping along and that you are commenting on the videos and showing all of our creators some love. So I have gone in and I've embossed my flower. I'm saying flowers already. I have embossed my clouds, and you saw that I brought in some different color distress inks, and I decided that I wanted to do some rainbow colored clouds. Because when I think about the month of April, I think of April showers brings May flowers. So I thought about rain, doing my rain shaker. I thought about flowers. I thought about bunnies. I thought about rainbows. And so I wanted to see how I could incorporate all of the things that make me nostalgic of April into one card. So let's see how I do, right? I thought that it came out super cute, but I want to know what you guys think. So here is a look at the clouds once I have done the heat embossing and the ink blending. And now I'm just taking a microfiber cloth and just wiping away some of that excess ink so that the white can pop out a little bit more. And I just love how that came out. So now once I have all of those pieces done, I am going to move on to creating the rain shaker part of the card. So like I said, I've created 1/4 inch cut marks in every 1/4 inch of the card base at the top and the bottom. I'm bringing in some invisible thread, and I have threaded that with a needle, and I'm going to bring in some Darice Seed beads, and I am going to thread those on to the invisible thread using that needle. Don't worry, I will not make you sit here and watch me do all of these. I just wanted to give you an idea of what I have done and how I get the seed beads onto the thread. Now I've used 3 colors. I used the lighter, the darker, and blues, and then a white in mine. Now if you wanted to, you could kind of decide how many strings you're going to have, how many beads you want on each section, and then decide how many seed beads you need from there. I was not that picky. I just did it until I was tired of beading, and then I utilized that and just randomly put different numbers of beads going up and down the card, which you will see here in just a few moments. So now that I have all of my beads onto my invisible thread, I'm going to be moving on to the next part of the card, which is threading this up and down the card base. So this is a super fun technique. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my skinny Darice foam strips, and I am going to place a foam strip at the bottom of the top of my card and at the bottom of the card where the cut marks end. So this will essentially hold all of my thread pieces together once I'm done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread this over the back of the first slit, and I am going to take some of my score tape and I'm going to tape that down. Now I am not going to take the release paper off the score tape. I'm only using one side of the score tape to adhere this down to the back of the card base. And we want to make sure that we have this adhered down really well because we do not want the thread to slip. And so what I'm doing is I am just looping it into one end, coming around, kind of forming a zigzag, and then coming back. Then I am placing a number of beads, however many beads I choose. And like I said, I did not count. And then I'm going to bring it back up and loop it around and come back down. And I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to bring it a little bit closer for you guys in just a second so you can kind of get a better idea of what I'm doing to create this shaker element on my card. And I thought this came out so cool, and I really love the sound of the seed beads as a shaker element. So I was super excited about creating this as a element on my card. So now I'm going to continue to do that, and like I said, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I have pushed that down into that groove. Once I've pushed it into the groove, I'm going to decide how many beads I want to hang down in that portion. I'm going to pull the rest of the beads away. I'm going to then push it into the next slit. I'm going to come around the back and then come up over to the next slit and do the same thing again. And I'm doing that all the way down the top and the bottom. Now, I did not put any beads on the very first strip or on the very last because I did not want the foam tape that I will be adding to interfere with the beads movement. So you will see that those two sides are left with no beads. So I also did not take away the release paper from this foam tape yet, simply because I didn't want to stick it down until the very end. So now we're at the end, and as you can see, we've got our seed beads. They're moving very well. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that panel back over, and I'm going to tuck in the very last piece of string, and I'm going to take another piece of the score tape, and I'm going to tape that down as well. Now I want this taped down really well because I don't want it coming apart, and so I'm also going to be using this same score tape to adhere this panel to my outline panel on my card base. So now that I have all of my seed beads where I want them, now I'm going to release that release paper from the Darice foam strips. Now I did this so that it would make a space between the beads and the back panel of the card. Now I'm going to put another level of foam tape down, and I'm not releasing this foam. I'm not removing the release paper from this piece either yet. And this is going to help me create a gap between the top of the seed beads and my first layer of acetate, because I want these beads to be able to move very freely. I want them to shake, and I want the recipient to be able to hear that kind of rain sound. So that is what I'm doing now. So as you can see, I have put that all around my card, and I have pretty much encased my seed beads into them. So now I am going to bring in my anti-static powder tool, and I am going to rub that around the top and the bottom so that my seed beads don't stick up there when I am shaking it from top to bottom. As you can see, they were kind of sticking before I put that in there. So now we are going to go ahead and we're going to put on our first piece of acetate. That's going to go on the top, and you can see how it is beginning to shake. So on top of that piece of acetate, I am going to fiddle with my clouds and the placement of where I want them to be. Now, this was a good thing about using that Tombow mono glue. It kind of keeps it tacky enough for me to kind of place things where I want them to be. So that I was able to do that with very little problem. Then I brought out that piece of grass that I also ink blended with my Mowed Lawn Distress ink, and I am able to put that on. Now I'm going to start bringing in my elements, my bunnies. They came out so super cute. I love that stamp set that came out in the Easter release. And then all of these flowers from the Mandy's flowers. And as you can see, I cut the top off of the Farm Fresh glass because I wanted to create it a little bit smaller. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm taking some glitter paper from Tonic Studios, and I've created a little frame, and that is going to go around my other piece of acetate, and that will layer on top of the colored elements and my clouds. So my clouds, my bunny, and my flowers will be encased in between two pieces of acetate, so you won't actually be able to touch or move them when you see the final card, which I personally enjoy. I feel like it gives another level to my cards when they are acetate on the front. So I've pretty much have everything laid out the way that I want it to be. And so I've started to release my score tape from the acetate, and now I will lay that down where I want it to be, and I will then finish releasing that acetate for my card base. And once I do that, then I can trim off all of the excess from my card, everything that is hanging out, and that will pretty much finish off the front of my card, with the exception of adhering it to its final panel. I kind of felt bad cutting off the bunny's tail. Sorry, Mr. Bunny, but it had to go. Any rate. So I hope you guys are enjoying the hop so far. I hope you guys continue to hop along. I hope that you guys comment, like, and subscribe. You know, we have some greatly talented individuals here who are sharing with us, and they are trying to grow so that they can continue to offer content to you guys. So I hope that you will hop along and show them your support, and show them that you appreciate the content that they are providing. So as you can see, I've already placed my front panel down on its final panel before the card base. And now I'm going to work on piecing together a sentiment for the inside of my card. So in the Cottontail Wishes stamp set, there is a sentiment that says, "Hopping by to wish you a." And I didn't want it to say anything about Easter. I just was looking for something to say a hello, a happy day. And I found something in my stash that said happy day. So my sentiment is going to say, "Hopping by to wish you a happy day." I've also stamped another one of those floral arrangements down at the bottom, and I'm just using my shimmer pen from Spectrum Noir to create some shimmer on the inside of those petals. And then I'm adding a few details with my gold metallic jelly roll pen. I'm going to place that inside panel onto another card panel, and then I'm going to be bringing in my card base. I'm going to get that all glued down, and we will be pretty much done with our card. So I hope you guys really enjoyed. I hope you guys will continue to hop along. Please make sure that you comment so that you can be entered for the drawing. I will be picking my winner 1 week from today, so I will hope to see many comments. I love interacting with you guys. I hope that you guys hop along and show all of my fellow Team Tiny members some love. Have a great day. Bye-bye.